What's up YouTube, it's your boy Classic Crypto. This is how's going down. In this episode we're going to be talking about base protocol, and I want to give a shout out to TCL, my man the crypto lifestyle. This guy's always on point when it comes to pre-sales. Okay, this coin has done very well for him. I regret not getting in on the pre-sale because I would have made exponential gains. Okay,
Defi, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Having money on my mind and having money in my pocket. Bone marrow roasted, spread it on the rosemary bread, lightly toasted, drizzle with the vinaigrette.
just to show you what this coin did in the last couple of days or so. Currently it's worth around 49 cents, as you can see there, but it had a previous high in this euphoric pump, and it went all the way up to around $2.50. Okay, and the pre-sale price was around 33 cents per coin. If you'd gone in the pre-sale, you would have had a quarter of your tokens released to you on a monthly basis. But it's not too late to get in, because ultimately this is a rebase token, and what it means essentially is that the supply contracts and it expands based on the market cap. So this price is meant to match the cryptocurrency market cap, and it's 49 cents, so currently it's undervalued. The crypto market cap is around 573 billion or so, so this is meant to match this. So this would mean that this would have to go up around 7.3 cents for it to match where it currently is meant to be. And usually if there's a positive rebase, then it can outperform and sort of go past, as we saw here, sort of thing. This around this level here or so is the value of one token, but you can see during its euphoric pump how well it did. And this is on the 15-minute candle chart. Obviously now, like I said, is a good time to get in. As more people hear about this, more people will be enticed, especially if you look at their roadmap. Okay, so let me show you the roadmap really quickly. So the benefit of having a coin like this, before I get into the roadmap, is that basically you don't know which coins are gonna pump unless you're doing mad research and you got your eye on some gems that are gonna pump that are undervalued. You don't know which coins are gonna pump, and if Bitcoin has a dump, then the general market has a dump. And if you're holding one specific coin, then it tends to not do well against USD, BTC, or even Ethereum. So that's the annoying thing. Whereas if you hold a token like this, and let's say Bitcoin dumps, but other coins pump and the overall market cap increases, then this would mean that the target price, the target rebase price for base token itself would have to increase from the 57 cent mark that it currently is now. So let's say, during the peak of the bull run, let's say we get to a market cap of around 1 trillion, 1.5 trillion, 2 trillion or so. That would mean where we currently are now, the coin would have to do a 2x or so. And this coin is very, very easy to trade as well, because ultimately all you have to do is just buy low, sell high, and you just rinse and repeat that process. Currently, from where we are now to where the current value is, I think that's around a 19% move or so. As you can see, this is roughly the value of where we should be. So yeah, 18% or so, which is not bad. If you have a small amount, then yeah, it's not so much. But let's say you have $1,000, $2,000, then that 18% doesn't look so bad, does it? Okay, so looking at the looking at the roadmap, you can see here all of the plans. Not to get into the Q4 stuff, this doesn't really matter, but what matters here is stuff that I think will better the tokenomics of the base token. So you can see that they're possibly planning on exploring the possibility of having a DEX where base is the base token, no pun intended, for all the trading pairs, which would increase the demand for the base token itself. And looking at the tokenomics, you can see how many tokens are actually in circulating supply. So around a quarter of the tokens are under supply. So there's some inflation yet to come from this coin, but going forward I don't believe that will matter too much, especially if they're able to implement some of these features that they're looking at. And then like I said, if you don't want to hold speculative coins, you can just hold this coin, which I think is a good feature that they're planning to add. They're planning to add governance as well. And then in Q3 2021, this is what really strikes out to me. They're planning on a large-scale outreach to institutional investors to propose Base as a diversified crypto investment vehicle. So obviously they would have to explain the tokenomics of Base protocol to these retail investors, or not retail, sorry, to these institutional investors. But once you start to see institutional money in a token like this, with the market cap being around 18 million currently, I'm sure this will increase in the next 12 months or so. But once you start to see institutional money, then I believe this coin will pump to God knows how high. But we've already seen MicroStrategy announcing that they want to buy an additional 400 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay, I'm sure a lot of companies have the balls to do that. I'm sure a lot of companies want to get in on the crypto space, but they wouldn't know necessarily how to do it, what coin is best to buy. They may think that, you know, Bitcoin is quote unquote too expensive, and you know, they may look to other coins. So this is where something like Base protocol stands out. It's basically like, think of it as like a tokenized index fund for the whole crypto market space. That's exactly what it is, and it rebases to the overall value of the cryptocurrency market cap. It's a perfect coin to hold. It's a perfect coin to hold, especially when it's undervalued. Okay, like when it's overvalued, you want to be careful with all the rebases and stuff, because it could go either way. But as soon as it goes undervalued, as soon as it's under this 57 cent mark or whatever the relative market cap is, then you would know it's a very, very good time to get in. Okay, that is my personal opinion, and that's just what I've been doing in the last 24 hours or so. I've been trading it from its undervalued to its actual value, and I've made not X's, but I've made decent percentage. Now, if we were to see something like we saw here, where, you know, it went ballistic and it shot up from let's say 51 cent all the way up to $2.40, then you would have seen there, you know, a 368% move, which is around the 4x or so, 4.6x, which is not bad at all. Okay, and obviously we're not whales, we don't have the deepest liquidity ever, but this is a decent amount of money, because not only does the value increase, but you also get more tokens depending on if there's a positive rebase or not. Okay, so this is just something I want you guys to think about. But yeah, you can see here in the last 24 hours it's undervalued by at least 32%. Okay, going forward, this is not going to stay at these levels. Yes, there has been some FUD. I believe you should ignore that. In terms of rebase tokens, you can just see here really quickly, I believe it will challenge Ampleforth in its current. Okay, so this isn't working, but basically I was meant to show you the comparative between this and Ampleforth. Ampleforth, the market cap is in the hundreds of billions. This is still a little baby, guys. Okay, get in now while you're still early. There's other tokens as well that I've mentioned on my channel, like Nexo. Yesterday, if you had bought in, that would have been a good entry, because it's pumped around 15% or so. And yeah, I know it's not a lot of money, or not a lot of percentage, sorry, but if you had put in a decent chunk of change, then obviously that 15% now turns into something. Let's say you put in, you know, 2 ETH, that turns into like, what's that? I don't know, 35 ETH or so. 30.3 ETH, sorry. Quick maths. So yeah, that's been the video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye bye.